Continue our commitment to keep you informed during Decision 2024. We're inviting every candidate for federal office into the 12 News studios. And today we are featuring Congressional District 7. That's that brown area there. It is a huge land area. It's actually bigger than several U.S. states. It covers Tolleson and Avondale up here in the West Valley, but it also stretches all the way down to Gila Bend, parts of Tucson, and a very long stretch with the border with Mexico. Now, we've invited the incumbent, Democrat Raul Grijalva, to come in the studio for an interview, but today we are joined by his Republican opponent, Daniel Butierez. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. You have an interesting personal story. You actually did some time behind bars.
Yeah, I did a total of 9.5 years behind bars. It took 30 years before the state finally admitted that I hadn't committed the crime that they had put me in prison for. And then Judge Jeffrey T. Bergen, which is Superior Court judge in Tucson, came back and took it a step further and said there was never a conviction in the first place. And I had spent years and years telling the courts, and I exhausted all the courts. I said, hey, I do not have a conviction. They denied me and denied me. And when I went to get my rights restored, I went to the clerk in the Superior Courts, and I asked her if she could give me the date of conviction. And she pulled my file, and it took her 2 minutes, just 2 minutes, to come out and say, you don't have a conviction. I asked her.
How's that time behind bars shaped you as a candidate, you think, as a man?
It's made me a stronger person. It put me in touch with people that I would have never been in contact with. It's helped me have a better understanding of people that I would have never been around. It's made me a better man for what I want to address right now, which is the fentanyl crisis.
Well, let's talk about that. Your district, it's hundreds of miles of border. We all saw the map there. And we talk about fentanyl being one of the worst things that's coming across the border. Tell me about how you would try to fight that.
Well, I would want to finish the wall. Now, I know a lot of people say, oh, that's a extremist idea. Well, I'm not an extremist. I'm not an extremist on the right. I don't believe in the extremists on the left. It wasn't too long ago, maybe 16, 17 years, that we didn't have issues between Democrats and Republicans. I mean, we all got along, families got along, but we become so divided. But we need to secure that border. We need to finish the wall and open up our ports of entry.
Would you be willing to compromise with Democrats in Congress? Because that's where it seems like we have this stalemate going on right now to get something done that would be bipartisan.
I would absolutely work with them. And I can tell you, Juan Ciscomani's had 2 congressional hearings, and he's invited the Democrats down to look at the wall. And he actually went to Sassamy and looked at the wall. And they ordered, there were 8 sections that had been removed, big 20-foot sections. There were 8 of them. And what happened, in the Border Patrol picking the migrants up and taking them over to the patrol station where they process them and then take them to immigrant camps. Well, while they're doing that, the drug runners are just running across the border. They go across Mr. Chilton's ranch. He's a rancher over in Sassby in Arivaca. And he's got camcorders set up. So at those congressional hearings, he showed up with all the videos and showed it. So all the congressional leaders went down and saw what was going on at the border and had those areas closed up.
And that's something that you would work on. All right, we're out of time. Thank you so much for coming in.
All right.
And good luck to you in your race coming up. Appreciate you coming in.